tea and water too.
Okay, we're back on. Again, I'm Bertha Selman, aka Madam Els. I'm starting a series on history makers in the Mississippi Delta. And I have with me here Mr. Herman Johnson. He became the second black DJ of WCLD in Cleveland, Mississippi. And we're going to do a series on him, starting back from his early childhood to how he became the second black DJ in Cleveland. And we're just gonna talk to you. I'm gonna let him talk. It's gonna be a reality thing. We're just finished dinner now, so I'm gonna let him talk about. I guess we'll start with Southern. That's where you went to college, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I finished high school at Franklin Parish Training School. And I emphasized the training because it was emphasized in all black schools around in many parts of the South, and especially in Louisiana. Training meant that you could not learn like other people. You had to be trained like animals.
Oh, they call it training.
And they call it training school.
Okay,
And,
interesting.
Yeah, so that always stuck with me. The fact that all of my education is that there's other people looking at it as being trained like animals,
and not taught.
to do things and not taught.
That's interesting. I've never heard it put in that perspective.
But that's the way it
I want
was.
to be taught, not trained.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of those schools had training behind it.
Yeah, they had training schools. So I let people know that when I say I went to a training school, that I knew what I went to.
You knew
and
what
the
it,
purpose
what,
of
what
what it was
the
called.
meaning
But anyway,
of that. Okay.
after I graduated from high school and went to Southern University, and of course got involved in many things, extracurricular activity. I started off in music, and I was in the band for a while.
Okay.
Also, I
What
got.
kind of band?
I was in the Southern University marching band.
Oh, marching band.
Yeah.
I thought you were a little blues band.
No, I didn't get that far, but I enjoyed
Okay. But
the
you- what
jazz
instrument did
bands.
you
And
know?
I played the clarinet.
Okay. So that made a deposit, a love for music in you at the time.
Oh yeah, well I loved the music before I got into it because I took piano lessons a little bit, and I didn't do too well at that, but and I didn't major in music. I got out of music and went into business education, but I still love music, and I guess I always will. But
do too.
I also got involved with the newspaper at Southern University, the Southern Digest, and
Called the Southern Digest.
so I wrote some feature articles. Well, that's what I did. For every publication, I had a special story that I did for the
What
paper.
kind of stories you did? About black life or
Well,
school life or what?
Well, I usually chose something related to what was happening on the campus or what was happening across the country. Just a number of things, but it wasn't necessarily news, but it was a feature story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I talked about a whole lot of things.
Let me ask you this. Did you keep any of them?
Yeah, I have a book on it.
You have?
Yeah, of the
Oh, my
articles that I
dog.
did.
Hey, that's the next section. We're gonna get some excerpts from that book. News around, what was the name of school? Southern University?
Digest.
Oh, Southern
Southern
Digest.
University,
Okay.
yeah, Southern University Digest.
Okay.
But then after that, I noticed that some of the universities around had radio stations. Not too many of them, but for some reason I became concerned, and we started went over to the the shop that were, the teaching what is it? Teaching about radio and those kinds of things.
Okay.
And we put together a station, that we put a line started off like the old telephone, put a string on the can and tie.
And broadcast from that.
Yeah, and broadcast from that. But we started off like that, and we finally got up to, like some of the some of the stations that you hear now, Jackson State.
So you were a
Valley
DJ
State,
then. That was really preparing you for your job.
Well, I was not necessarily a DJ, but I was involved with
the
people
program.
when we were putting together
Okay.
the radio station.
Uh-huh.
But then when I got here, and I heard the radio station, I became interested in trying to see if I could get on the radio. And then at that time they had a minister that was coming on, and he got to be a disc jockey because they were giving him a little permission to bring other people, songsters, quartets, and other people, other churches that had messages, and they were putting it on the air. So this preacher, got to be the per se DJ, and he stayed there for a year or so, and then he left. When he left, I went to the radio station and talked to him about getting involved. And he said if he doesn't come back in a couple of months, it's open to you. So that's what I did. So I got.
And you got the job.
Yeah, I went over and got the job, and they got me. They gave me. They didn't put me on the salary. They gave me a percentage, and that was beautiful.
A percentage of what? The advertising?
Yeah, and I was selling. I was writing my own commercials and making my own contact. And in other words, I brought business to the station.
This was in the 50s.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I was writing my own commercials for whoever I was advertising for. So plenty of the businesses around, if I got their business, I did the commercials for them, and that's what I did, and then I played spiritual records for a part of it, and of course after I left WDSK, the station that survived about 8 or 10 years in Cleveland, and it went out of business. But
Excuse me.
I went over to WCLD and talked to them. So they gave me 4 hours.
Wow. Well, we're going to sign off with this portion of History Makers, Mr. Herman Johnson, the second black radio DJ. More to come. This is Bertha, a.k.a. Madam L. Mr. Johnson, you want to say something to add to the final clip of the thing? Can you look at the camera?
Yeah, well, it's always nice talking to people that I don't know, and it's always nice talking with those that I do. And for you out there that may be listening, whenever we want to talk about a little bit of history, and I have quite a bit of more history of my involvement with the oldest and largest all-black city in America, Mound Valley, Mississippi, which was founded by ex-slaves of Joe Davis, who was the brother of Jefferson Davis, who was the president of the Confederacy. And of course you know who he was, but there's an interesting history about the blacks who were slaves on those plantations and how they had advantage that other slaves did not have.
Was that in Mount Bayou, Mr. Johnson?
That was in Vicksburg, Mississippi.
Vicksburg,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We'll hear about that the next time. Madam L signing off. We're at Southern Grill, right, Mr.
Southern
Johnson?
Grill, yeah.
Southern Grill in Cleveland, Mississippi. And it has been an honor for me to talk to Mr. Johnson. See you next time.